For today's watch review, we're taking a look at the Citizen Promaster CA0710-58L. So let's get right into it. For price, you're looking online at around $280 to $400, but on average, around $330 to $350. Let's do a quick 360 just so you can see all the angles of it and how light falls on it. Very good looking watch in my opinion. For dimensions, across the dial I measured 47.5 millimeters. And then for a case height, I measured just around 13.8 millimeters. And then for lug to lug, I measured right at 50 millimeters. For weight, this is actually a fairly heavy watch. It comes in at 188 grams or 6 5/8 ounces. Not the heaviest in the world, but you're definitely feeling that on your wrist. Here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. For features and functions, starting off, this is an Eco Drive Citizen, so it is solar powered. The internal movement is the B612 movement, and so for those of you wondering, as far as functionality goes, it is the same exact watch as the Citizen Promaster Tough. You know, obviously they look different, but the insides are exactly the same. Now what makes this different from the Promaster Tough is this one actually has a functioning bezel. We've got Citizen's beautiful 60-click unidirectional bezel, and I say beautiful because there's something so much more satisfying with a 60-click bezel than there is with a 120-click bezel, at least for me, because I'm a bigger guy. I don't know how to say it. I guess just 120 clicks is a little bit too dainty for me, whereas these 60 clicks are much more robust and solid. Now going over the main dial, as you can see, we've got 3 different subdials. The top one is the chronograph subdial. The one right here by 9 o'clock is your 24-hour subdial, and this is really cool. So if it's pointing to the right, then you know that it's AM, and if it's pointing to the left, then you know that it's PM. And so it's not really a GMT, but it's kind of similar, and it's also just a cool little feature to have. And then right here at 6 o'clock is your second-hand subdial. And then, of course, right here at 3 o'clock, you've got your date window. We've got 2 pushers. They are screw-down pushers, and then a signed screw-down crown here. So this is called a diver watch. And so, you know, it's always better to have screw-down anything when it comes to diver watches. For the pushers, the top one starts and stops the stopwatch. And there you can see that beautiful sweeping second hand. And then you just hit it again to stop it. And then you hit the bottom pusher to reset. For the crystal, we've got an anti-reflective mineral crystal. And so far it's been doing a pretty good job with the anti-reflective qualities, so no complaints there. For Lume, we've got it applied on the indices, the hands, and the pip, and it is fantastic. Really, in my opinion, Citizen is probably one of the leaders in Lume quality. It's super bright and it's gonna last you all through the night. There really is no competition here. Plus, it's just beautiful. And for water resistance, we've got 200 meters of water resistance, and the Citizen website says that you can use this for scuba diving or really anything that you can throw at it. For the bracelet, we've got a beautifully finished bracelet here with some parts of it being polished and other parts of it being brushed. I think they did a very good job here. Also with the clasp, we've got a mill steel clasp, very good quality. And kind of the star of the show here is this quick adjust system. So you pull these tabs here and then just like that, you can very easily adjust the size of your bracelet. And this is great for later on in the day when your wrists kind of start to swell. Maybe you don't have that problem, but for me, my wrists definitely get a little bit thicker in the evening. So instead of having to, you know, adjust the links, all you got to do is pull the tabs and then, you know, adjust it by, you know, half an inch, half a centimeter, and you're good to go. So I actually very much like this feature. Now just going over my overall thoughts. So far it has been excellent. I know I was talking about the fit and finish for the bracelet. Well, the fit and finish for the whole watch itself is also fantastic. From the case to the bezel to that blue dial, everything is just very well made, and it doesn't hurt that it's also just a very handsome looking watch. Also, just the quality of the materials and how it all fits together. There's very tight tolerances here. Like I said before, that bezel action is phenomenal, and then the pushers and then the crown, it's all just very good quality. Like, you can just tell that it is of a higher quality. Another thing that I really like about this model is that if you remember my previous review on the Citizen Tough, you know that I really like this watch, but there were definitely some significant flaws about it. But it seemed like they went back to the drawing board, took all of those flaws, redid them, and improved upon them, and really perfected everything from the bezel to the pushers to the dial. You know, with the Promaster Tough, everything kind of just looked cluttered. It almost looked like a Frankenstein watch. Whereas this one, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but it all blends in together perfectly, and you've got just a very good looking watch. So now let's talk about the things that I don't like. And there's really only two things here, but they sort of tie in with one another. So the first one is the weight. At almost 200 grams, this isn't the heaviest watch in the world, but it's definitely not light at all. And it wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for the second issue that I don't like, which is the bracelet links. So the size of the links is that when you remove one, it's either going to be too big or too small. So there is no real way to micro adjust to really get the perfect fit. And I feel like what they were trying to do was to have this quick adjust system be the way that you get that perfect fit. And for me, I don't like the fact that, you know, I'm using this as the permanent solution to get that perfect fit on my wrist. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's not gonna break the deal for me. I still absolutely love this watch, but I would have liked to have had slightly different sized links to really get that perfect fit around the wrist. But because it's kind of either too big or too small, that paired with the weight of the watch kind of sort of makes it less than ideal as far as comfort goes. All right, but other than those negatives, so far this has been a fantastic watch. So the reason why I got this was I really wanted a watch that represented who I was as a father, because I wanted a watch that was nice enough to wear at a parent-teacher conference, but one that was also durable enough to just jump in the pool after I spent all day doing the yard and barbecuing some burgers on the grill. You know, just basic dad stuff. And to that end, I feel like this watch really does fit that bill, and I'm very pleased with it. So do I recommend it to you? Absolutely. This is a great watch. Of course, if you're in the market for something that is not so heavy, then, you know, there's plenty of other options in the Citizen line and really just in the watch market in general. But if you like the way it looks and you like Citizen, then really you can't go wrong with this one. It's definitely a great watch, and I highly recommend it. So that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching this review. I do have plenty of other ones coming up in the queue. So if you are so inclined, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. You know, all that stuff to really hook me up. And I always appreciate the views. And again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.